Oprah Winfrey recently bought hundreds of acres of ag land in upcountry.
I got two super important things. The second one's very important, so stay with me for a minute.
Offering to buy their land. How dare you do that?
We're looking at this new video. I know you've been, the West Wing has been receiving regular reports from the ground from FEMA Administrator Deanna Criswell. At this moment, does the president believe that the administration is doing absolutely everything it can, or are there things that on the federal side he wants to add given the scale of this tragedy?
First of all, Phil, thank you for having me. I want to say we are praying for those who have lost so much, who have lost loved ones, their community, their household.
And the reason why, and
so many people said they could have been saved if they had time to escape. Had a siren gone off, they would have known that there was a crisis emerging. And as we know, so many bodies were found in the ground.
Do you want him to give you the answer, or do you want to give? Well, then let him finish. Let him finish his answer.
Sorry, there's a lot of people.
Well, you're talking and you're not letting him talk. If you want to talk, come up here.
I'm ready for the answer.
Then wait.
So Oprah and Stevie Nicks have essentially been criticized for their responses to the Maui fires. And at this point, the Lahaina Maui fires have already claimed the lives of over 111 Hawaiians. And my thoughts and prayers go out to all of the people who have been displaced and all of the families and friends that have been left behind as a result of the 111 people who have passed as a result of this fire. And just drop a quick amen for the victims of the fire in the comment section down below, please. But let's get real, guys. These fires, there were no joke. They pretty much just burn down whatever they feel like. And they've left some parts of the island totally untouched, which is very ironic. It's very suspicious. And Oprah Winfrey, she pretty much went and bought up acres, hundreds of acres, actually thousands of acres up in the countryside. And it makes you wonder how those acres of Oprah Winfrey's properties, her real estate in Maui, managed to go untouched. So there's this conspiracy theory being discussed about, Oprah's involvement, pretty much taken off after the Maui wildfire response backlash. And there's a lot going on. And you got to think about all of the people who are being displaced, all of the families, all of the businesses that have been wiped out. 40 years of businesses. Some businesses have been there for 40 years and just completely wiped out. And to be very honest with you, some of these companies, some of these small mom and pop businesses, they don't have insurance. They're not going to be able to survive. And I'll tell you what else. I'm pretty sure that Hawaii, the people of Hawaii, will not forget the disrespect that President Biden has shown toward this disaster. And I'm pretty sure America won't forget that either.
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
Just absolutely. I mean, Joe Biden could have said something, anything, technically Oprah Winfrey has said more and done more for the people of Maui than even President Biden. I mean, he could have just said, something like, hey, my thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Lahaina, Maui, something. But to say no comment.
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
Not cool. Not cool. Not a good look. Now, we did see Oprah doing her part, showing up at a shelter with her camera crew. And there was a lot of backlash on that, too. A lot of people were saying, well, OK, if Oprah legitimately wanted to help out the people, why did she have to bring her camera crew? And so we can see Oprah's, helping people out, providing pillows. I'm pretty sure she's, she's being a good Samaritan as far as I can tell. Now, being devil's advocate, I can certainly see how people might consider Oprah Winfrey to be a suspect, or, not even a suspect. That's probably a bad term. To be looking at this a little odd, given how much acreage Oprah Winfrey owns. I mean, you can see here, Oprah Winfrey owns roughly 1,000 acres Maui property portfolio under severe wildfire threat in the midst of a backlash over a land grab. And this is what a lot of people are concerned about. There's a lot of real estate that, isn't for sale. And in this housing market, it's just really, really tough to find property. And especially when the land is so limited, like you have over in Hawaii. So, is Oprah looking to acquire more land? Well, she started off with about 100 acres of real estate, roughly. And now in Hawaii, and now she's got roughly, according to Atlanta Black Star, Oprah Winfrey's roughly 1,000 acre Maui property portfolio. That's a lot of acreage. Now, is she looking for more? Possibly. I don't know what she's looking for, but she is here indicated as one of the largest landowners on the island of Maui. But it might make you think, okay, if she's got that much acreage, but her acreage and her real estate, her property, her investment properties or private residences, whatever she's got over there wasn't touched by the fire, as massive as this fire was, it does raise some eyebrows. And I totally get that. Wildfires erupted on Maui. Fires were able to spread over the last few days as a result of the dry conditions caused by drought and intense winds. The fires burned thousands of homes and commercial properties and has led to an estimated 93 fatalities. And of course, that has increased to 111 as of today. And it is a little overwhelming, as Oprah Winfrey has described. But it's kind of weird. And fans are kind of scratching their heads now, and they're just thinking, there might be some more things going on here. You got people like Will Smith, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Morgan Freeman, Julia Roberts, Lady Gaga. And, just like Oprah, none of these people's places were damaged in the fires either. It's just kind of like they're all kind of a part of this secret club that managed to make it out unscathed. Now, I'm pretty sure, or at least I hope that, the owners of the properties in Maui were insured by, homeowners insurance. And I'm truly hopeful that, that their homeowners insurance covers fire damage to property through fire and whatnot. Anyway, so this one writer, he dug in deeper, connecting the dots between Hawaii's Senator Brian Schatz, who's, and on top of that, those very fancy Hollywood people that we just spoke about, people are throwing out accusations left and right, basically saying that these super rich billionaires are taking advantage of this disaster to pretty much grab up some land. And, they're using this Maui fire to snatch up a ton of property, real estate, land that otherwise wouldn't be for sale. Maybe even making history with, one of the biggest land grabs ever for all we know. And, while people are pretty much getting all riled up, Oprah's, trying to smooth things over by ultimately thinking about giving a big pile of money to the people who were hit by the fire.
And at some point, I will make a major donation after all of the smoke and ashes have settled here and we figure out what the rebuilding is going to look like. This is going to be a long and difficult process.
So it's kind of hard to be mad at someone who appears to be trying to help the people of Maui who were negatively impacted by this. But at the same time, it definitely seems a little bit suspicious. I get it. Finally, somebody who speaks the truth. And, in today's world and economy, regular Social Security should be at least $2,500 per month, especially if it's your only income. And, so these are the kind of things that we're getting to. This is the kind of information that I'm hearing from you guys on a regular basis. But also one thing I wanted to share with you guys, this is the stock segment of the video. 7 stocks that I wanted to share with you guys that could potentially mint some new millionaires in the next 2 to 3 years. Now, obviously, if Social Security was $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $6,000, $8,000 per month, you probably wouldn't really need to invest in stocks, right? But let's be honest, guys. Social Security is not paying that much right now, and so it takes a little bit of upfront sacrifice and delayed gratification in order to have the extra money set to be able to set aside and invest in quality companies, index funds, ETFs. So I want to share with you guys 7 stocks that kind of caught my eye and could potentially mint some new millionaires in the next couple of years. Now, these value growth stocks, these are top tier picks for long-term investors. These are not for day traders or maybe for long-term swing traders, but really for long-term investors. And these types of stocks can be invested into. You can purchase these stocks and hold them in a regular taxable brokerage account, like in an M1 Finance account, maybe a Fidelity account or Robinhood, whatever the case may be, Vanguard. Or, you can have these, you can invest in these and leverage the different tax advantage accounts, such as IRAs, Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, and even 401k accounts. If your 401k plan allows you to do that. So PayPal, ticker symbol PYPL, is on the stock market, and this company is trading well below its intrinsic value. We got Cal-Maine Foods, ticker symbol CALM, CALM. It's a very well-rounded stock that could potentially be the next Wall Street favorite. Match Group. Basically, this one's ticker symbol MTCH, very well positioned to dominate the booming online dating industry, believe it or not. A lot of people, especially post-pandemic, they're not trying to go out. They're not trying to be as social as they used to be. And so a lot of these dating apps are really just taking off because people would rather just kind of like go into a search, type in, the types of things that they like, or actually just kind of scroll and swipe at attractive faces and attractive profiles. So Match is pretty much cleaning up that market there. And basically, I just want to share with you guys some of these different growth stocks that I came across that kind of caught my eye. Investors normally kind of jump into these expensive stocks that have, super strong momentum and very grand underlying businesses. But the other thing, the flip side to this is that a lot of these stocks can still underperform the broader market or even the S&P 500. And you could actually not have necessarily a great return on your investment if you happen to buy when the stock price is too high. Now, on the flip side, stocks that offer both growth, value, and pay dividends, they can outperform both the short-term and the long-term markets. Now, this is especially true for companies that have been sitting at depressed levels ever since their sell-off last year. So, I think it's definitely worth looking at some of these different stocks that I think are, they have a pretty good solid upside potential. And, also providing a degree of safety to some extent. So I think that, some of these growth stocks might actually be worth looking into. I'm not saying invest any money into any of them. I'm just saying, take a look, see if it works for you. Talk to your own financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, not a CPA, not a lawyer. PayPal, ticker symbol PYPL. They have been literally languishing ever since the major sell-off started like 2 years ago. And PayPal stock dropped from its peak of $308 a share, which is just wild. And that happened back in 2021, summertime, to $74. And so that's a pretty good discount. Just think, PayPal used to be $308 a share, but today you could pick it up for around $74. Pretty cheap if you ask me, especially if you think PayPal can actually go back to $308 per share on the stock market. Now, PayPal does seem to be offering some tremendous value, especially after a sustained decline. E-commerce. When you think e-commerce, I think Shopify. I'm thinking Amazon. I'm thinking, basically any of the bigger online retailers. And so e-commerce is starting to recover as consumers regain confidence in their spending. And guess what? You need a payment gateway. And so PayPal is very well positioned to benefit from this upside that we're anticipating. E-commerce is starting to recover gradually, and the U.S. market grew 8% year over year in the second quarter. So it looks like PayPal could be in a very good position to take advantage of it. So let's also talk about Cal-Maine Foods, ticker symbol CALM. CALM. So this is pretty much a stock that offers everything that an investor might want, right? So basically Cal-Maine Foods, they're offering a forward dividend yield of 6.6%. Great profits and top line growth, which is all with a forward price to earnings ratio of just 12.2 times. Now, I want you guys to think about that for a second. Imagine, if you put your money in a checking account or a savings account, what are you going to get? 1%, 2% now, 3%. And that is recently as a result of the Federal Reserve raising interest rates. And so now banks are paying higher interest rates on savings bank accounts. Even treasuries are paying more. But Cal-Maine Foods, just for holding on to the stock, they're paying out currently 6.6% dividend yield. So pretty aggressive if you ask me. But it's not so aggressive that I don't feel like it's actually a sustainable yield that the company can continue to pay for going forward. Now, the company reported solid top line metrics. It had revenues of almost $700 million, which was up 16% year over year. Net income was $110 million. So definitely looks pretty good there. And beyond that, Cal-Maine, it's got a very strong balance sheet, sitting at $648 million in cash. It's only got a little bit less than $2 million in debt. So definitely looks interesting to me. Now let's talk about Match Group. Now, like I said, a lot of people, they're not trying to hit the clubs. They're not necessarily trying to be out like they used to, super social. And so it makes it harder to meet new people. And so Match Group, they're basically the leader in the online dating industry, right? And so, or at least among the leaders, with a portfolio of very popular platforms such as Tinder. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of Match.com, Hinge, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, and many others. So they actually own all of these different platforms, these different apps, and these different websites. And so that's definitely offering a lot of diversification. And this stock actually currently presents a fairly attractive entry point for anybody who's thinking about investing in this particular stock, who wants to get involved or wants to be invested into the online dating trend that's been really, really popular lately. So anyway, online dating, it's definitely on the rise, and Match is pretty much dominating that space. So Match is expecting that their revenue is going to be growing 5% year over year in 2023, and they're actually expecting it to accelerate to double digits in terms of growth by 2025. So that's looking pretty interesting. Now, me personally, I don't wear Crocs, and I probably never will, but I know a lot of people who do. In fact, basically everybody in my family wears Crocs but me. Ticker symbol CROX. Now, Crocs has been killing it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Everyone I've ever spoken to has always told me that Crocs are the most comfortable shoes on the planet. And I'm not going to lie, I tried them on, but I was like, these aren't for me, but I totally get it for those who do. But from an investment standpoint, I could totally be down. And so, Crocs is on the NASDAQ, their ticker symbol CROX, and it's very popular among the younger generation, and sales are steadily growing very fast at double-digit pace. It's definitely been really, the Crocs stock has been really popular on Wall Street over the last several months. And a lot of analysts, they actually have a price target for Crocs of $185 a stock, $185 per share. So this is basically like a potential 42% upside. Now, will it actually do that? Only time will tell. But if we look at Crocs right now, Crocs is sitting at $103.77 per share at the time of this recording. So if Crocs does actually make it to $185 a share, that would be some pretty sick growth. And this is partly due to analyst estimates, around growth and profitability for the company. Notably, experts are talking about, they're expecting about 13% sales growth this year and 11.3% earnings per share growth. So honestly, that's pretty surprising, especially when you look at the fact that, inflation is still here, and we're still anticipating whether it's a mild or an aggressive recession toward the end of the year, maybe going into 2024, these are some pretty optimistic expectations for Crocs and for all the other stocks that I talked about in today's video. But let me know what you guys think about what we talked about today. Let me know if you guys support the Social Security increase for seniors. Let me know if you guys support Social Security being, reducing how much tax is being taken out of the checks for SSI, SSDI, and other Social Security recipients' paychecks. I want to hear from you guys. I really hope you got value out of this video. And if you did, please do your boy a favor, drop a quick like for the video. Also, subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. I really do appreciate you guys. I love hanging out with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next